Today we're talking about world travel gap years and why it might make sense for you regardless of your age.
Yes, you're probably a college student wondering, what do I say to my parents about wanting to go take a year off before I start my career? Or maybe what you tell your boss if you're wanting a sabbatical or, mid-career change of pace. But maybe it's because you're wondering what to tell your grown children when you want to take off, close up the house and just take off on a world adventure once you retire.
That's right. So today we're going to give you 10 good reasons why taking a world travel gap year might make sense for you regardless of your age.
We're John and Bev, and we are the Retirement Travelers.
The number one reason why we think you need a gap year is to refresh.
Yes, hit that reset button.
Yep, we are world travel vloggers, and we sold everything and gave away our stuff so that we could go travel the world in retirement.
Yes, our first year of retirement was spent in an RV traveling the country, and it really completely changed our whole mindset about what our retirement years were going to look like. So our gap year definitely changed things for us.
It sure did. And I regret that we didn't do this earlier in life. There were times in our lives where we needed this. We could have done this mid-career and taken our kids out of school and traveled with them, or even just right out of college. We would have both benefited by having spent some time reflecting on what it is that we want in our life.
That's right. So regardless of your age, please consider taking a world travel gap year and just to refresh and reset what's important to you.
Number two is new cultures. I think one of the biggest reasons to travel the world is to break down those stereotypes. We are a melting pot in the United States, and there are so many cultures that make up our country. But when you're traveling the world and you see a different way of life and a different way of living, it can be so beneficial to breaking down those stereotypes and helping you to overcome those thoughts that you might have that you didn't realize that were even there.
Yeah, it definitely gives you a new perspective. As we've been traveling in Central America and Colombia, in the Middle East, and in Europe, every country seems to have a little different culture, but we learn something new from the people in each one. And one of the things we've seen is there's goodness in people everywhere. So
that's right.
It's definitely giving us a new perspective of things like, where do we want to live someday? Who knows? So
Who knows?
For us, this gap year, although our gap year may be years, but our gap year is teaching us so much about new cultures.
Yeah, I think that's been one of the best things about our trip. It's the just not believing everything that someone has told us about a culture. Hasn't that been one of our biggest eye-openers?
Absolutely. Oh, don't go there, it's not safe, or don't do this, or don't do that. And you need to go and see for yourself.
You can't read about this, you have to see it.
You got to go and do.
Number three on the list is you learn a lot. And for us, we learn a lot on the go.
Yes, taking a gap year to travel the world, we have learned more than we ever could have imagined.
Just figuring out what we're looking at. We don't want to miss opportunities to go into a museum and not understand what we're looking at, or maybe it's a location and we want to go back and read the history of something, or just simply problem solving on the go, timetables of trains and just all of the things that you encounter when you're traveling.
That's right. I mean, I remember back when I was working, I used to like to change jobs every 3 years, the role that I was doing, just because your learning curve would go up. And one of the terms we would use would be like drinking out of a fire hose, because you just get overwhelmed with information. And a world travel gap year is kind of like that. We are getting bombarded with new information, new cultures, new languages all the time, and we feel like we have learned so much just by being exposed to that.
Yeah, don't think of this as just a vacation. I mean, while your brain gets a reset and you get a refresh, it is truly a time to learn. There's so much to learn. No matter where you go for your gap year, you'll learn a lot. The number 4 reason you should take a gap year is perhaps you want to go make a contribution to an organization or to a cause.
Yeah, the world needs volunteers.
Yeah, and taking a gap year to go do that is a great way to reset, refresh, learn more, all of those things.
And give back.
And give back. I mean, there are organizations online that will match you to a project that's going on, or maybe there's a mission project through your church, or just there are lots of opportunities out there for you to go and connect up with others. I remember my mom having a little plot of land at the local community garden, and there was a group of young people there from all over the world who were building containers, and they were doing this as their gap year, and they were traveling from one city to the other to create these containers for community gardens.
So if you want to give back, consider a world travel gap year. Number 5 is you may not get another chance to take a gap year.
Yeah, we both know, and we both kind of have regrets that we didn't take some time off after college to go do what we wanted to do, and that was to travel the world. You know, whenever you're young, you think, oh, I'll do it later. I'll go with my family later, or, you know, you might not get a chance because life happens. Your career starts, your family comes, you have little ones, and traveling the world, you know, you can miss that chance. Yep. Early on.
And even mid-career, it's easy to get into your routine of a job. You have, you know, kids at home, they're going to school. You don't want to relocate them, but you know what? A gap year mid-career would be very good for your career. I would think you'd learn so much. And the other thing is your family, you could take them and go learn a new culture, learn a new language. You'll come back as a better employee than when you left.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you could have asked your employer for a year off and they probably would have rehired you or put your career on pause.
That's right, but that was a second missed opportunity, but fortunately we didn't miss the third.
No, we didn't miss the third, and the third was to go travel right after retirement. You know, we had a lot of friends that were older in the community we lived in, and they said to us when we started our world travel adventures, you're doing the right thing because we waited too long, and we waited until we're now not in good health, and it's harder for us to go and do. So when you're first retired, that's your youngest time. You're only going to get older, and we're only going to start falling apart, aren't we?
That's right. So don't miss your opportunity, because take it when you got it.
The number 6 reason to take a gap year is family bonding.
That's right. So if you're young and leaving college, maybe you haven't spent a lot of time out of the country, go take a trip. Invite your parents with you.
Let them come and visit you.
Let them come visit you. You know, sometimes, you know, being away from family and friends is the best way to appreciate what you have. And while you're learning new cultures, invite them over and you know, let them learn something new as well.
Yeah, whenever we were traveling across the country in our Airstream, we met so many young families who were either traveling while they could work online or doing other types of work. And they took their kids out of school, and they were spending a year homeschooling and traveling with their family. These kids were learning so much more than just what they could learn in the books. But we met a lot of kids who were having a year off just to go travel and learn. And I remember coming across the trail and seeing some young children. They were learning about erosion from their parents and just the simple little things.
Right.
A gap year really did a lot for them.
Yes, and even in retirement, you're probably wondering, how is us taking a world travel gap year family bonding? Well, it really is. You know, we are encouraging our kids and siblings to come with us and meet us around the world. The other thing we're really trying to do is set up a generational love for travel with our grandkids. We send them postcards from all around the world. We buy them globes. We want to make sure that we leave a legacy of world travel and learning about our world.
Yeah, and recently the globes have really been exciting for them because we've included some that were interactive, and they've really enjoyed being able to know where Grammy and Papa are.
That's
and
right.
we FaceTime with them,
all
and
the time.
We talk to them through FaceTime, and we can see them every week, and we can carry on with them. And you know, for us, we lived in Florida away from them, so they weren't just down the street anyway.
That's right.
But family bonding is still important to us. And that's something we don't want to give up just because we're on the road.
And actually it can strengthen it. It doesn't have to, you don't have to give it up. So
yeah. Number 7 is a time of reflection.
That's right. Reflection is really important. I mean, life can get busy. I mean, you're busy in college, you're busy in work, you're busy with your family. You're down there on the dance floor, just being busy all the time. And I think a gap year of world travel was kind of like, getting up on the balcony and looking out and seeing what's going on. It's your chance to kind of see how things are going in your life. What's working, what's not working, how everything's fitting together. And I think that time of reflection is so important as you move forward, regardless of your stage, whether it's about starting a career, changing a career, or going into retirement. That reflection time is so important.
Yeah, I think for us, the time of reflection that we've had as we've been traveling it's been eye-opening for us, just to reflect and say, for us, we gave away our things and sold our home, and we've reflected on that a lot, and it's helped us to see that our reliance on things is so, we've reset that. Mm-hmm. We now don't value things. We don't buy souvenirs. We don't hang on to stuff. And it's that time of reflection we've had, that really what is the importance of the things that we always thought were important to buy and collect.
Yeah, if you'd have told me a few years ago, you may never buy another house, I would have been, oh, no way. But this time to reflect on our travels changed our way of thinking completely.
Yeah, we definitely reflect on lots and lots of things. And it's been just the best year for us, just being on the road and learning from each other and kind of joining ourselves together, because so much of John's career was spent at work, and me with the kids, and we just being together and gelling together, and that these moments have been really good for us.
So use your world travel gap year as a time to reflect. So number 8 is making new connections.
Oh yeah, we've heard so many times, well, what about all the people you've left behind? And well, we miss everyone. We miss our friends and family.
We do.
We do, but we're also meeting so many people and making such new connections.
They come at us from all directions. We never know we're going to meet somebody.
Never.
New people.
Yesterday we met a man who makes crepes in Lyon, France, and he invited us into his shop, and we said we're going. We're gonna show up there.
We met a couple. We met another couple. I mean, I'm rambling a little bit, but this is the fun of travel. But we met a couple. We were out hiking, and they just stopped in the middle of the road with a beautiful view in the background, and they pull out this old Polaroid picture, okay, of them 30 years ago in the exact same spot. We just happened to be standing there, and they said, "Will you take our picture?"
Yeah, they said, you were meant to be here at this moment, so you could take our picture. No one was around for a half mile, and we're like, well, pretty sure you were meant to be here for us. That's kind of how it felt, didn't it?
Yeah, and that's the way it's been like for the last couple years of travel. We meet people in restaurants. The number of new connections and friends that we've met. I mean, yes, we want to maintain the relationships we've had, but at the same time, we never dreamed we would meet as many new people as we have.
No, it's the woman that taught us how to make tortillas in Costa Rica, or, just a couple of weeks ago, we were in Mykonos, and we were waiting in line to get on the ferry, and there was a young couple, and we struck up a conversation with them, and they were traveling on an extended vacation, and they were from the UK, and we said, why don't you come join us and have dinner with us for John's birthday? And we spent the loveliest evening with them.
It was
I mean, we meet someone every single day. I know we don't have our uniforms on today, our retirement traveler shirts, but that's been, I'm sure many of you are tired of looking at them, but we get one of our greatest joys is wearing those, and people stop us all the time. I bet we meet 5 to 10 people a day just because we have those shirts on.
That's right.
And they strike up a conversation.
So what a great way to meet people is take that gap year, guarantee whether it's at college, mid-career, or retirement, you will meet tons of new people and make lifelong friends.
And you will never regret that.
And you will not regret it.
The number 9 reason you should take a gap year is to pursue a passion.
That's right. Whether you want to learn a language, study art, do woodworking, learn about foods around the world. I mean, what an opportunity to learn about the things you really love and how they're different around the world. It's a very exciting thing.
Yeah, and there are people out there that are willing and able to teach you things. We've learned so much. We love taking cooking classes. Of course, we like to eat.
We do love to eat.
I mean, they can look at us and see that. But you'll see us eating in our vlog all the time because we like trying new foods. It's kind of our passion of trying new cultures and seeing what they eat. But for you, you can learn, you can follow your passion and learn something new.
Yeah, I mean, if you like scuba diving or golfing or hiking, go do those experiences around the world and guarantee you it will just enhance your love for your favorite passion.
Yeah, and it will make you a better employee or a better parent or a better, retiree to have something that you're doing that's focused.
Yep. Number 10 is live a life with no regrets.
Yep, carpe diem.
Yep, seize the moment.
Yeah, that exclamation is used to encourage someone to live in the moment and to give little regard for the future. And taking a gap year is truly that. You have to have the faith that your gap year will bring rewards. And for us, this first couple of years of traveling has just brought us more rewards than we could have ever imagined. And if we worried about tomorrow or the next day or everything that can come up on your mind, it can really stifle your well-being.
Yeah, personally, we've never met anyone that said, boy, we really regret traveling the world for a year, okay? And it certainly hasn't been the case for us. We have no regrets. And sure, there are sacrifices that are made with this lifestyle or taking a year off. You're always sacrificing something, but we think the benefits far outweigh. And why have the regrets?
Yeah, we don't want to live a life of regrets, and we want to look back and say we lived every moment and we took advantage of every opportunity that we had. I think back on this first part of our travel, and we're planning to vlog our way around the world for the next 10 or 20 years. We just have no desire to stop at this point. None. Like, we can't even imagine buying another house right now.
No.
We have no regrets. So we've really, we've never met anyone that said, oh, I regret traveling the world.
Yeah.
I mean, taking your gap year, if it's 1 year, if it's 2 years or 10 or 20 years, it doesn't matter. Just go live in the moment.
I think ours is a gap decade.
We should have named the video.
We should have said gap decade, but let's just start at a year for now.
Yeah, but take that time. If you have any questions or you've benefited by this video, we hope that it's inspired you to just get out there and explore the world.
That's right. So definitely be sure to, if you like this video, be sure to hit subscribe, give us a like. Feel free to ask us questions.
Yeah.
We'd be glad to help in any way we can.
Share it with your parents, and if you're young and you want to take some time off to go do this, share it with them. And if they have questions, have them contact us. Share it with your employer, or when you're in retirement.
When you're old like us, share it with your kids. Tell them why you're going to go travel the world for a year.
Yeah, but lock the door and just walk out and go have an experience and go explore the world. See you next week.
Yep. Be sure to hit subscribe and follow along on our retirement journey around the world.